Ashley, good evening. I'm standing right on the promenade right now where you can see right behind me there are flags put up commemorating Remembrance Week 2021. Now, December marks the 33rd anniversary when Pan Am Flight 103 was bombed over Lockerbie, Scotland. Out of the 270 people who did die that day, 35 were Syracuse University study abroad students. Now, one student who wasn't abroad that day was Kelly Rodoski. She's a class of 92 and the senior manager for communications for Remembrance scholars and Lockerbie scholars as well. She says it's a feeling on campus she'll never forget.
And it was like this black cloud of just sadness was hanging over this campus. And it was, and they had a very large gathering in Hendricks that night where people just came to be comforted and consoled and to hear whatever news they could hear.
The news of the crash went through word of mouth. Now, there weren't any instant news sources like Twitter, and there were conflicting stories of what actually happened. As a freshman, she says she remembered the community gathering at Hendricks Chapel and remembers that community coming together that night. Now, there was also a game at the Dome where a moment of silence was held for the victims. It was the first time in Kelly's life that terrorism really affected her and the students around her. She's working with the Remembrance scholars because it's a personal experience for her. She wants to find the good in the tragedy through community and people.
So it's very important to me that their legacy lives on, and to help these students every year to do that is just, it's an amazing blessing for me. It's definitely a labor of love for me, and it's something that I feel very blessed to be able to do.
Since the crash in 1988, 35 students who did lose their lives that day have been represented by 32 Syracuse University students, each for 32 years. Pan Am Flight 103 is a part of Syracuse University's history, and Remembrance Week calls everyone to look back and act forward. Ashley, back to you.